Hope you're enjoying the music right now on Gold FM. Only the classic hits, especially if you're spending your time at home or around the office. I certainly hope you're taking it easy and enjoying the music coming your way. Well, I got a whole lot more to keep you moving and to keep you going right up until you reach lock-off time. I'm Kara. Join me every weekday from 2 to 7 on The Ride, only on Gold FM.
Isambolo binaka. Nadango wadi soni nalai. Nama kio mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi. Maina tolu kina bitu. Ena moni digina por rombuka. Ena mbula FM. Na bandu ena serre.
Tonight on FBC News, 2 friends found dead outside Lambasa. Bus fires worry public. And Russia pledges support for Fijian soldiers in the Golan Heights. Welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Investigations are now underway into the discovery of the bodies of 2 friends that were found in Tambia outside Lambasa today. Abhishek Kumar from Wailevu and Samuel Nand from Raketi were alleged to have been missing since Friday. Ritika Pratap reports.
This is where the bodies of Abhishek and Samuel were discovered by passers-by. Abhishek, believed to be in his early 20s, and 17-year-old Samuel left home on Wednesday. Speaking to FBC News, the distraught parents shared the last conversation they had with their sons.
Friday दिन में टाउन में रहा ना फिर वो तुम टाउन से चले जाओ घर थोड़ा काम कर दो तब फिर तुम फ्राइडे संडे घर आ जाना तब बोले राइट फिर हमें फ्राइडे के हम 9 बजे रिंग कर रात के तो कोई फ़ोन नहीं उठावे
मम्मी उसके पूछीस बोले बेटा बोले तुम कितना बजे आई तुम 10 बजे बताओ बोले मम्मी थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो गया अभिषेक के बोले हम बस में अब आएगा पता नहीं अभिषेक आवे है कि नहीं आवे.
James Nand says his son Samuel always travelled with his friend Abhishek to Lambasa town and he was under the impression that he will return by Friday.
लोग सब टे मार जाते रहे हमारा लड़का सब टे मार रहा है ये लोग बहुत जैसे दोस्ती ये लोग के बहुत कला रहा ना.
Nand says when his son did not return on Friday as he said he would, he lodged a complaint with police, but nothing was done.
आखिर पुलिस लोग वहाँ हम लोग के बताएं जाओ घरे बोले हम लोग बोले फिर व्हीकल हो जाए 24 आवर्स हो जाए तब बोले हम लोग छानबीन शुरू करेगा. हम लड़का का अपन सेट लेकर वहाँ पुलिस के बताएगा कुत्ता से सुंगाओ और लड़का सहित मिल जाए. फिर हमें अभी रास्ता में आते हमें मैसेज मिला कि दुकान वाला जिसके लड़का और मरा है बताए बोले जल्दी आओ बोले कुछ पता लगा लड़का लोग यहाँ है हम खुशी में सोचा हमारा लड़का जीता है.
Police spokesperson Anand Soro says they will look into allegations that the matter was reported but nothing was done. She says their officers are conducting their investigations. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The Land Transport Authority will continue in its efforts in steering Fiji safely and work with all stakeholders to restore public confidence in public transport services. This is a statement from the LTA with regards to the recent spate of bus fires on Fiji roads. FBC News took to the streets today to see just what people thought. Roland Koroy with the story.
The most recent bus fire was on Friday, where a bus belonging to Nasese Bus Company Limited caught fire in Langere, Nasinu and was completely destroyed. Luckily, the 15 passengers on board escaped unharmed. Just 3 weeks ago, a bus belonging to Rewanga Buses Limited caught fire in the middle of a busy Suva street. It was also destroyed, but no passengers were hurt. Both bus fires happened just weeks after a bus driver was jailed for the death of 12 people in 2008. The bus he was driving, which belonged to Rewanga Buses Limited, caught fire in Singatoka, killing the 12. This only adds to the numerous incidents involving buses. Being one of the cheapest and most used modes of transport, FBC News decided to get the views of some who frequently take the bus.
Oh, it's quite awful. There's a lot of damages and stuff, and the bus industry itself has put in a lot recently, and hope the relevant authorities are really doing something about it.
So, do you feel safe traveling in buses now?
That's a big question you're asking me.
When we think of the bus fires, it scares us, and we are afraid to take the bus.
Bus owners and their mechanics and everyone responsible must check the buses properly before allowing it on the road. It's scary.
Every afternoon I come by the school bus. I'm scared of if I'm in the bus and the bus caught on fire. What will I do?
Can't go in the bus now because the bus is very risky.
Do you feel safe traveling in the bus now?
No, can't feel safe because 2 buses already burned.
Both the Fiji Bus Operators Association and the LTA released statements straight after the bus fire on Friday expressing their concern. The association says it is baffled with the cluster of bus fires and is looking forward to the outcome of investigations, while the LTA says it's working to restore confidence in public transport. And from what's seen here today, it will take much more than just statements to make this happen. Roland Koroy, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the Fiji Police Force's Traffic Division will now work with the Land Transport Authority to audit all bus companies. The audit will be conducted at bus garages, and police spokesperson Anna Naisoro says this is done to avoid any further bus fire incidents. Naisoro says the outcome of recent investigations has indicated that the causes of bus fires are mostly electrical faults. She says the team will look into these and help implement better monitoring mechanisms. Naisoro is urging bus industry stakeholders to work together and find a solution to this issue as the safety of the travelling public is at stake. Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev has endorsed and promised assistance to Fijian troops in the Golan Heights. This was confirmed by Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama at a welcoming dinner hosted by the Solomon Islands government last night. An additional 380 troops will be deployed to the Golan Heights by mid of this month. Bainimarama thanked the Russian government for the support and says his recent trip to Moscow has enabled more opportunities. He adds this deployment wouldn't be possible without the assistance from the region, especially within the MSG. Meanwhile, Fijian troops have been asked to get back all the territory under the rebels, return them to Syria and clear the UN zone. Still at last night's dinner in Honiara, Solomon Islands Prime Minister Gordon Darcy Lilo thanked the Fiji government for their continued support and contribution. He says Fiji was the first country to respond to regional intervention. Lilo says catering Solomon Island students in education institutions have given them space in their budget to address other needs of their people. A total of 188 students attend the Fiji National University. Lilo says Fiji's always had the support of his government and they will continue to engage actively in forums such as the MSG. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama is in the Solomon Islands for the 35th independence celebrations tomorrow. Fiji Performing Rights Association is pushing for all public service vehicles and airplanes to pay for royalties for all local music they use. A submission has already been made to the Land Transport Authority.
The FIPRA says they are negotiating with stakeholders the need to license all public vehicles for all the local music they use for business purposes. The association says these public vehicles have enough in their coffers to pay for what is rightly due to composers in the country.
They use music for their business, then they have got an obligation to be licensed and also pay the fee that is associated with using that work, because that work belongs to someone who created it. And for that labor, he or she must be paid.
Tamunisau says Air Pacific is one that is paying its right dues for in-flight music as well as other tourist boats. A submission has already been made regarding the licensing of land transport.
What must be clearly understood is FIPRA has got the mandate to license all forms of public transport. That is why Air Pacific is licensed for the music that it uses in flight. Ocean-going vehicles like Blue Lagoon cruises, they're also licensed. So it's only the land transport like buses and cars who are yet to be licensed, and we're working now steadily towards that.
LTA spokesperson Ilyasa Sukia told FBC News they have already received the submission from FIPRA and are looking at it now. FIPRA wants composers to get full benefits of their hard work of writing and composing songs to entertain the public. Epeli Tukwasa, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, more civil servants to work in regional countries.
Nisambula binaka oya wane kamanalangi oni nandorungo diao mai na diwa kina rua na bisinga mai na moniti kina bagarumbu na radio Fiji wana ndoma ibiti bongani bianyanu nama katalenga na bengo na sasi biani na tinna kaloka na bembongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bembongi ni bakaruwai mai na mbuza ni balu ninge namaka.
Bula, I'm DJ Toro. Join me every Monday to Thursday, 7 until midnight. The premium classics on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back to FBC News. A 29-year-old man of Nayawa village, Las Lase in Singatoka, has died at the Lotoka hospital after he was hit by a vehicle last night. The victim, a farmer, had suddenly crossed the road when he was hit by a taxi. The 30-year-old taxi driver of Nandi is in police custody. Post-mortem will be conducted soon. The road death toll now stands at 16 compared to 18 for the same period last year. More civil servants have been earmarked for employment within the Pacific region. Confirming this to FBC News, PSC Permanent Secretary Parmesh Chand says this has been boosted by the Skills Movement initiative agreed to by Melanesian Spearhead Group leaders. Ritika Pratap reports.
Retired civil servants registered under the Fiji Volunteer Scheme have more to do, as most of them will be chosen to serve in other Pacific Island countries to meet the skill shortage.
To go and serve in the region, because Fiji is now sending expertise to the Pacific Islands as part of engaging with the Pacific and as part of our development cooperation as undertaken by the Prime Minister, that we need to help complement the efforts of the Pacific Islands in areas of their skill shortage.
12 retired teachers are already serving in the Marshall Islands, while 6 are in Nauru. And Chan says there is also requests from the Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea and Vanuatu.
We have also requested for help in the area of health sector, environment, and we are looking at opportunities to dispatch more expertise in this area. It is driven by the demand in the Pacific Islands. We are not sending expertise at our own liking.
Options are also open to experts from other MSG countries coming to work in Fiji.
It was one of the suggestions made at the engaging with the Pacific meeting, and we are open to that. If they want to send expertise here, we would be happy to look at options. So Fiji is open to that as well.
It's no doubt the Melanesian Spearhead Group is slowly growing and gaining momentum, evident with one of its initiatives that is slowly proving to be a success, the Skills Movement Scheme. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
A new agreement has been sealed to promote women entrepreneurs in Fiji. A MOU was signed between the Social Welfare Ministry, Courts Fiji Limited and the South Pacific Business Development. Under the agreement, women will have to register with the South Pacific Business Development, who will then identify the needs of women and give them a voucher to go and get the items from Courts Fiji Limited on discounted prices. These products include brush cutters, sewing machines, microwaves, deep freezers and cooking stoves, along with farming tools. So far, SPBD has got 7,000 clients in 4 branches in Fiji, and of this, 3,500 are into micro-enterprising. Members of the Catholic Church in Rewanga in a Talanoa session today were enlightened with the operations of the Water Authority of Fiji. Some issues raised were late reconnections of water meters, the high cost of having a new meter, the unavailability of water trucks during water cuts, and the late response to requests. They were assured by the Water Authority of Fiji that it's lifting its standards and their plight and concerns are being looked at. This Talanoa session is part of the Water Authority's awareness program on their services. In sports news ahead, Fiji Car Club revives drag wars.
I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also, later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are, a bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today is hit music. What's up?
सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला। पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला। मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो FBC पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
Welcome to FBC Sports. The resignation handed in from Fiji Rugby Union High Performance Unit Manager Mike Ryan is a definite surprise and a major blow to the sport. Just this week at an FRU press conference, Ryan spoke passionately about plans being made to establish a rugby academy.
Starting in July of this year now, some of those under-20 boys are going through a selection process for that. We have been training selectors and scouts throughout the country to identify. We've been working with the secondary schools executive around their under-18 side, the coaching and the selection of that, so that we can perhaps get in a couple of years earlier.
He also pointed out the weaknesses in Fiji Rugby's development pathways for creating elite national reps.
Personal observation, we like playing the game too much, and we perhaps are not prepared to put in the hard work when no one's watching. Young players and some of the older players as well. You know, the number of sevens, tournaments, competitions, the number of 15s that we have there, we pretty much have rugby 12 months of the year. We don't really have an off-season or a training window for our younger players or for some of our older players. Some of our players choose not to perhaps see the benefits of doing work away from the actual playing of the game.
With so much achieved within 5 months of work done by Ryan so far, the question for FRU officials tomorrow, once his resignation is finalized, is what of his plans? Attempts to get comments from anyone at FRU today proved futile. A hat-trick to bar striker Sunny Issa was enough to overcome Navua 3-0 in their Fiji Sun GP Batteries National League match at the ANZ Stadium in Suva today. The men in black are now at the top of the league points table with 33 points after Rewa upset Nandi 1-0 at Prince Charles Park this afternoon. Also grabbing a win today was Suva, who defeated Nandronga 2-0 at the ANZ Stadium. Pushing rugby league from the grassroots. That's what Asia Pacific Rugby League Championship Charles Carlson was most impressed with when visiting Fiji National Rugby League officials in Suva yesterday. Also stopping by to watch games and check out the latest facility upgrades, it seems Fiji's ticked all the right boxes as potential hosts for international matches in the future. Elena McDonald has more.
Mixing business with pleasure yesterday resulted in a window of opportunity for the Fiji National Rugby League.
I've been very impressed with the development program and just developing the game, you know, from grassroots and to the national level. And Fiji is pretty strong at the international level as well too, so it's good to see them developing the game at a local level.
Developing the sport more in the region has become a major focus, which brings a lot more attention to the Pacific Cup.
For the local players in the region, and also gives them an opportunity to highlight the talents within the Pacific. So that's something on the drawing board, and we'll certainly be making a recommendation that Fiji hosts the game. In terms of the Pacific Cup, we'll just have to discuss that at our board meeting.
For the Fiji National Rugby League, Carlson's visit is timely.
It's quite good that we have the president of the Asia Pacific Rugby League here. Have a look at the games, the grounds, and especially when we are requesting assistance from the Rugby League International Federation to develop our own grounds.
More so, Fiji could very well be the hub for international games to be hosted in the islands.
More at a big advantage in terms of travel, and also we have the facilities that are great, sporting facilities and the accommodation in Fiji.
Papua New Guinea currently holds the Pacific Cup title. It is scheduled to be held next year. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Motorsport lovers were in for a treat today at the Nanuku Aerodome in Navua. It was a case of Fiji's version of fast, but not quite the furious just yet, as the concept of drag wars is something everyone's still trying to get a handle on. Elena McDonald went roadside today.
There's one thing unique to hosting drag wars in Fiji, and it isn't on the tracks. Today marked the revival of drag wars where two cars race side by side, and in this case over 300 meters, before the winner progresses to the next round. The gist for racers is reacting from the get-go, showboating their driving skills and revealing the effects of modifications done to their car. Although a late start today, spectators were no doubt entertained with the odd car outclassing certain favorites.
Can't actually nail down the throttle because we've got loose chips on the track, and I hope I can beat any other car that competes with me today. Because I have to be on the edge where I can be safe and I can also beat them, so I can't use the full potential of my vehicle.
Then there's those which everyone knows surprises in every new race.
Definitely, Caldinas are normally used for family cars, but definitely this Caldina has a lot of power in it to teach few of these other sports cars a lesson for it.
And as for modifications?
It's a oil cooler. This is supposed the oil to cool down more faster than what the factory made it on. Apart from this is a intercooler, a turbo intercooler that's been used to cool down the intake what the normal engine used to give while it was a factory. So we have remolded it to fit this to get a good and cool intake for these engines.
Drag wars are back, and by the looks of things, it's going to get bigger, faster and better. And a definite highlight for the motor racing family. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Lambasa was the only centre that had some showers today. All other centres experienced fine weather. Despite the brief showers and cloud cover, Lambasa was still the hottest, recording 31 degrees at 4 this afternoon. As for tomorrow, Lambasa, Savu and Suva can expect some showers, while other centres can expect this bright sunny weather to continue. Looking beyond tomorrow, expect occasional showers over the eastern part of the group, interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, fine apart from afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms. The headlines again. Police investigate the discovery of the body of two friends found dead in Thambia outside Lambasa. The recent spate of bus fires a cause of worry for the public. And Russia pledges support for Fijian soldiers in the Golan Heights. The poll question now, and we ask, should Fiji develop more relationships with other non-aligned countries apart from Russia? To take part in FBC's weekly poll, visit www.fbc.com.fj. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. Until next time, stay safe and good night.
Bola, oya wasala bilawa. Dopa te kia umena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagarumbuka. Kako ni valata na no musini sari na kaisa muriendo loloma leone vani ni nau omgori ke de mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagarumbuka na Bula FM number 2 en sere.
Kui na wai ni bala mili sama diri.
Nimbula, methangu nimilote na isoro tumboa. Nama kia umena rua kina ona na vekavi moniti kina vakarombuka. Rongo mena biasana kina vibaga barota kini ndreko malolo. Ena Radio Fiji 1 na wongani pioniano. Ngai nama kia kina.